is more convincing to me than last game. But I do think that the Chaos Knight was a little bit telegraphed, and as a result, like, I'm fairly certain they picked up, like, yeah, Lich Void was the classic combo anyway, but I think they knew the Chaos Knight was coming. So that means they got to pick 3 heroes to try and counterpick it.
And already, pushes him down to the low ground. Does that mean he gets over in time? Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks for the rune, nerds. He might give up first blood here as they are chasing him through trees. Ramsey's trying to run purification again in a sec. Comes a second too late. Mickey drawn first blood.
Yeah. Yes. I've never heard that voice line before from Chaos Knight. That's great.
There's a lot of good voice lines going on in this game, I gotta say. We've been hearing a couple of them get thrown out already. A quick little pause. Abed saying he's ready to go.
So Chaos Knight, I think, was a good pick, but then Evil Geniuses were able to get physical damage reduction, be able to get Kunkka, overall damage reduction, and AoE control, and then Omni, just straight up physical damage immunity. So that is definitely going to be problematic, but I still think Liquid can, I like their draft much better than this game 1, and I think they can really push the pace against EG, like EG did to them in game 1. So we'll have to see. I think a lot of this is going to be the back of Koifa. He obviously had a bit of a rough one. That first game, like feeding away to Storm Spirit, apparently that's what that hand warmer fight was about.
Yeah.
They were throwing hand warmers at him, throwing the game.
Oh, did you message Blitz?
Yeah,
okay.
About it. That's what he said it was about. And, you know, it's cute that they're able to still have that friendship and stuff. But they definitely need him to step up in this game playing the Lina, because this is a great game for you to be able to get fast kills. You just need to have a good start in the laning phase, though, against this company.
Well, that's going to be something we're going to have to keep our eye on. Already 7-1 versus the 5-0, and expecting it to be a little bit of a better time as a little bit of the battle, the regen wars is going on. Fly punching the tag. We already saw them messing around a little bit with Arteezy's Void, and his last hits early on as they push back onto crit bottom as well. So a couple of things to watch out for is Rubik did have to take that telekinesis level 1.
Yeah, that's never fun. That's a good way to throw your lane. Pick up that ability. Yeah, it's a trap, man. If you ever think like, oh, but I had to get this bounty, do it. Pick up the Fate Bolt. It's how you win your lane. Do you secure range creeps? You also secure the fact that you lower their damage, so it means they're less likely to be able to get range creeps themselves. There's just a lot of things that goes into it, but now he's level 2.
Try and disrupt that pull as well. Does look like the creep still consent, so one of them is going to head off that direction.
Surrender to the omniscience.
So far, so good. 2-second stun. A little bit of a pushback there onto Ramses, who's definitely not have as easy of a time in this game as he did last time. CK, much stronger than the PL.
Yeah, you've got caught Chaos Knight too. Right. So you're just able to constantly be chaos striking. You can actually deal with that sustained harassment that Omni Knight does so well. On the Phantom Lancer couldn't really deal with it. We'll have to see whether or not they actually get killed though, because Omni Knight is able to play a lot more solo than most other offlaners right now. Taiga, oh, this is going to be a man fight and a half.
He knows that he's not going to win it too, and Fly trying to do ring around the rosy, walk around the trees, and he drops the sentry. I'll take that, yes please.
I'm not sure if the sentry actually got in the vision. I'm pretty sure it was the creeps, but it was a cheeky little play. Yeah. If Fly had dipped downwards, the sentry would have caught him. So that was cute. I like that.
I will say that Bo3 was kind of giving Arteezy the business up here as well. You can see already that Arteezy's been able to get a couple more last hits underneath the tower, but Bo3 was almost doubling them up at 14-6 versus 13-3.
Yeah, I like this. The level 2 enchant totem, such a value level going from 100% to 200%. This kind of build can help you secure range creeps. You've got really nice harass potential where you can force him to time walk early. Getting a little bit low there. But yeah, you could see like Ramsey's been playing mostly solo in this lane, right? Crit hasn't really taken a whole lot of experience. This allows Crit to be able to play a lot more in the jungle. He can play for farming up neutrals. He can play to see if he can get a kill on mid, because it's not OD, but it is equally as good. Kunkka, X marks the spot, into Torrent, into Era. That's definitely a kill on Koifa. And Koifa should know about him being missing, because now nobody's showing in bottom lane. Not even Ramses, who's taking a long walk back to bay.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, the plus side is that at these early levels, Abed's just going to have that 1 point into X, which is pretty hard to get up close and find the X. So that's why we're seeing him play so far back there on the other side. There was also a ward that was getting taken out by Crit. I think that when he made that rotation towards mid, as we got a little bit of a hiccup there, he realized that that was when Quake backed out. So able to get the D ward there also. Nice start as we get ready for the Bounty Rune battle. Trying to get this pull off.
I think this is such a good play. I love it when offlaners do this. Pull the creep wave as the bounty rune is spawning. It positions you between the enemy support and the bounty rune, and it makes sure you don't miss any CS. It's a really good play. I love it when
No
people do that.
sorceries avail.
Taking advantage fully. The creep aggro is already battles going on. They find Fly, tried to get the Frost Shield and contesting that pull. Doesn't work out.
I claim it.
Meanwhile, bottom with coming back into lane, they're able to get a little bit aggressive on the Mickey, but not enough so to find a kill.
Quite fine. Big time trouble here.
Oh, does he check him? Trying to chase. Fly is respawning now, looking to find the Frost Nova. Can they get in range? He went left, didn't go down.
I think Fly didn't have a Frost Shield up yet. I thought he was going to be just chased down by the constant slow Frost Shield, but it was still on cooldown for like 8 seconds when Fly TP'd in. So that allows Koifu to be able to get back. A activated Shrine will allow him to return to lane, no time lost. And hey, a refill on his bottle, 2 off of an illusion room. Bottom lane though, trying again to go on to Ramses.
The rift. Chance for a kill here. The Heavenly Grace trying to walk away. The Spock as well. Never in danger. He knew who he was, surely.
Yeah, this Omni Knight is certainly a problem for Liquid. It's been a thorn in their side, the fact that they can't just run this Omni Knight and have this abusive laner. But we'll see whether or not he's able to make the same kind of teamfight contributions against a faster lineup.
Frost Shield is no savior for you, and Boxy gets up close, level 5 already, and just eat into him there. That enchant totem.
Yeah, the max enchant totem, no levels of Fissure. He's because you think about this lane, it's basically Centaur but better, right? Okay. Like the whole entire idea is Rubik has the telekinesis redirect to pull someone into your stomp as a Centaur, and then you activate your retaliate stacks, bop, bop, bop. Well, here, he's an Earthshaker who just hits you with the enchant totem, the level 3 enchant totem for 300% damage.
Well, and it's, you know, obviously Arteezy can kind of deal with that on the Void, just being able to time walk away. Not so much so with the Lich if he gets a little bit too close.
Yeah. I mean, even Arteezy in the low levels, he constantly feels pressured to, like, time walk, and then it's on cooldown. And then you, like, enchant totem's always up.
Have omniscience.
Ramses maybe in a little bit of trouble as they had another stun coming off down, but not wanting to go on it with Heavenly Grace already out. Fine for the moment there. You can see just net worth there as well. Position for Mirana pretty far ahead of where that Rubik is right now, and see if you can maybe transition that into some early ganks, as there is the level 6 on to the Void. Just gonna back out again. It's going to be something to watch. There's another Observer Ward that Kurt was getting out there as well, so early vision advantage going in their favor.
He knows that they want to be able to control the right side of the river with vision.
Throw in an arrow. That's that moment coming in that they're talking about from Crit. They find quick pickoff onto Boxy.
Yeah, you just know those rotations are going to happen. Chronosphere, you know, now it's down, so Boxy can TP back to lane, play a little bit more aggressively. He has Echo Slam, but he's going to have to play real scared of that, and may have to start going into jungle. It's a nice part about having Chaos is that he's not quite, you know, like the dead lane heroes, the Juggernauts, the Life Sealers, those heroes that it's hard to be able to rotate into the lane because they have so much survivability. Chaos Knight is kind of left that for his sheer tankiness. And, you know, you have this Chaos Strike sustain, you have Phantasm that's really powerful, team fight, so it's hard to be able to walk into. So it's not like Void can just go invade the enemy lane.
Well, talking about invading lanes, Boxy gets rotated on yet again as Abed gonna come in with the boat, and more hero rotate, they get the kill. He's gonna have to walk back out next time. He just died.
So because of that factor, right, Evil Genius is just constantly trying to make sure that her TZ's lane is still good. And they're shutting down Bo3. Shutting down Bo3 is one of the best ways to be able to keep Liquid down, I think. This, like, he's playing this Earthshaker, he's playing this big initiator that has the way to be able to just 100 to 0 blow up this Faceless Void. A lot of fast damage. He's going to be setting up Koifa's Lina. If you can keep him from his Blink Dagger, from his Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be a big win.
The word there coming from Insane. You saw that rotation as Liquid were trying to mirror what EG did just previously, but they came a second too late. So that Ramses was able to back out.
Tower is under attack.
A chance there for a kill as they're going to chase down Heavenly Grace. Ramses just going to get the walk away as Liquid will get what they came for, picking up those bounty runes.
3 bounty runes, not too bad.
What was I doing?
Root to boot. You know, I'm a little bit surprised that we don't see Koifa rotating up to top lane. Because I think it would be a massive advantage if they can go up to top lane and force a good team fight with their mid laner, kill RTZ, take that top tower.
Middle tower is under
Because I
attack.
just don't think AG can apply the same pressure on Nick. He was out to complete his armlet. When he does, that is a very hard target to bring down. You're going to need those sort of like X torrent boat into arrow. You're going to need that sort of like really long duration stuff.
Yeah, it's so hard to make that work for sure. As we got a little bit of a mana leak. Rarely seen, yes indeed. Kyle does still have that ability. But it's kind of a little effective there against the Omni.
Battles need to use that ability more often.
Right.
It's free and it's obnoxious. Might as well. You're going to blinding light them anyway, might as well burn a little bit of mana. So they are finally going to make that smoke rotation up to top lane. Unfortunately, it is going to be too late because our TZ is already backing off to jungle. Look at that. They've made just a hard read.
Step live.
We didn't have any vision of being able to see the smoke. They just know that Lina's gone. She's probably going to be rotating over here.
And you can see Mickey now pops the Phantasm, realizing that another rotation was going to come down into his lane, and he's going to farm up those stacks as Insignia just chasing crit instead of his own jungle, going to place down that Observer Ward, throws an arrow to farm up creep, and gets out of dodge. So both teams sort of doing that yin-yang maneuver across the map as they both mirror each other's movements, farming out each other's jungle. See if Koifa gets caught out for it. Nope.
Dire's
Get that little creep
is under attack.
torrent and then get pressure maybe on.
Evil Geniuses doesn't have to remain, or has to remain more grouped up because they have to play for RTZ's trade. So as a result, Liquid did get like a little bit of a farm advantage through that entire rotation, right? Most of EG had to play bottom. They didn't really go back to farming too much. Meanwhile, Koifa very quickly ditched that smoking. He just ran through the jungle. He pushed in mid. He farmed a neutral camp, and so did Mickey.
Bottom tower is under
It's definitely
attack.
interesting. Both these teams feel like they have similar ideas about how to play in a way.
Visibility.
Yeah.
As they're kind of just mirroring what each other is doing and then trying to take that next step above. As Bo3 rotates down here towards bottom, quite in the area too. They're going to see if they can maybe find Arteezy as he moves in to the creep wave, but the scan comes out. They knew it was coming.
Good
And
scan.
maybe a bait?
Yeah, I think, did they see the Invis rune or not?
I don't know if they did. James is right behind though, so they know. Yeah, they're gonna push in here now, pop the Moonlight Shadow, now looking for a follow-up as they want to try and find Bo3. They don't know about Koifa. Just out of there. It's gonna be
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
now they
Dire's
drop down
middle
the
tower
sentry
is under attack.
Koifa, he's looking to blow somebody up. But that Invis rune is wearing off now, and the X comes out onto Bo3. He is in some trouble as they jump in, they drop down the Will of the Wisp. Torrent comes out afterwards. Chronos is going to connect. They're trying to play it up, possibly. Does he get the Echo Slam? Bo3, no! He didn't drop it! And Fly comes in for the save. That was so clutch, and now looking for a bit more. Ramses trying to run down Koifa, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to find it.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
I mean, this is a tanky crew. So I'm not convinced they would have like wiped Evil Geniuses. Maybe they would have only gotten 1 kill from it, but come on, like it's such a juicy 3-man Echo Slam. You get a chance to totem later, homie. I think maybe he got caught up into he hit the W button before he got stunned, and then you think to yourself like, oh, I'm just gonna hit Echo Slam instead, but the enchant totem will still keep going if you don't stop that.
Take a look real quick and see if we can glean any extra info here from the replay coming in. You can see just trying to play around that Centurion. The boat.
I mean, I was a little surprised he didn't pop it right here as the Torrent on the 2-man, but
Uh-oh.
back into bottom where Ramses almost gets caught. But once again, he has been such an elusive offlaner for EG. He really knows when to back up. Something about the communication is just on point. The way like Arteezy was able to get away from that rotation up top. Ramses just only dying once so far in the off lane, despite the multiple times that Lina has tried to come over and help the lane.
So at least for now, as far as like these map movements across the whole area as we get ready for the bounty rooms, it feels like, you know, maybe EG's made a couple of outplays here or there, but it doesn't feel like there's been that big deciding difference between the two teams yet. You know, net worth lead's still less than 1,000 gold. There hasn't been that big fight. Do you feel like there's one team that's more comfortable where we are in the state of the game right now?
I would be more comfortable if I was Evil Geniuses, but I don't think Liquid should be worried too much either. I mean, they had this really strong mid-game roster, and Mickey is very farmed. He's actually quite a bit ahead of Arteezy, which is kind of expected given the stacks he was able to farm. Up-Bed is the most farmed of everybody, though, and he's about to hit his Radiance timing. That's why I would be more content if I'm EG. I know I've got this big late-game threat in the Chronosphere. I know I have some answers to Chaos Knight, so I'm not that worried about, you know, him being super strong and being able to two-shot people because I've got so many answers to it.
True. That's the dangerous thing. Well, Bo3 gets found yet again, gonna chain frost. They find somebody on the back lines. Oh, Rubik gonna get arrowed after the fact. And yeah, that one hurt.
Okay, you lost your 4 and 3 position. The upside here for Liquid is they use Boat, they use Chronosphere. I think you really need to try and use your level 2 Phantasm from Mickey and go for a fight. Even if you don't have your heart yet, I kind of want to see them abuse this timing of the Sphere being down.
Yeah, it could be really nice. The dangerous part, again, as you said, is that Radiance is about to be up right now. Koik just finished off its Dual Scepter as well. So that is something else to be concerned about. You know, the panel mentioned it, that Koikfa pretty much is the main damage dealer in this game, it feels like. And him need to be not necessarily ahead, but at least not irrelevant. Right now it feels like he definitely is still doing things in this game. Radiant.
Time for a go for a smoke. Yep, 3-minute smoke. Are they going to go into mid lane? I would like to see a successful gank on mid lane with the Phantasm turning that into a tower push. That would be the ideal for Liquid right now.
Oh, and they run right into Abed. There's that Radiance. Phantasm comes out. They have detection, trying to kill him off in time, but the boat buff, it's not going to do enough. They have the boat to turn it back around now. The big old Will-O-Wisp gets dropped in. A decent chunk of damage on EG, but it's not looking like it's enough. They already lost the lead, and now Coddle's dead, and, well, your big bad carry, the Chaos Knight, is going to be killed off. Terrible series of events for Liquid there.
Yeah, running into the Kunkka and not being able to instant stun him is a problem, because they didn't have Rubik or Earthshaker there in that immediate part of smoking. Right, Rubik was around, but they couldn't instantly telekinesis. He gets off the boat. You're in big time trouble. You even saw Koifa. He front-loaded all of his damage. He threw up a Laguna Blade before the boat could get there, hoping that, hey, I've got to get as much damage in before the damage reduction kicks in. Maybe he'll be low enough we can finish him off. Not even close.
It's a scary thing fighting into that lineup, and that was the fight without Chronosphere. That was the fight without, well, they had boat. Still, it's feeling really, really rough right now for Liquid.
Yeah, now in turn, it's Evil Genius's chance to be able to get aggressive. They got Boat back up, 4 seconds until Chronosphere. I'm not sure if there's any items you're really waiting for that are super close. I guess there's Mjolnir. That's almost out of Arteezy. But you could fight while Phantasm is down if you want.
Well, one thing to keep in mind is that you still have Boat that got stolen by Rubik, and he's hanging on to it. Level 2 right now.
That is a big one. That's actually really important.
That extra duration stun with Arcane Supremacy as well.
Now.
Does look like CK is almost got a BKB. So he was floating with the idea there of the heart a little while.
Yeah, Liquid should definitely be with the Phantasm down and some big items coming in. Almost the BKB, almost the Aghanim Scepter for the Earthshaker as well. Like, Bo3 wasn't even close to that fight. He was continuing to farm up top lane. He was like, guys, I need my initiation item. I can't be there for you when you start that team fight.
Oh, and Mickey, it's trouble. They find the X. They're getting some TPs in. Is waiting already on the side. Bo3 trying to play interrupt. They have the will of the wisp down. Mickey seeing if he can live, but it's not going to happen. And now Bo3, who is just 500 gold away from getting that Aghanim Scepter, is also going to get ran down as they have the X pull back into the Torrent, and the Earthshaker 2 will die. Man, over and over, that kill score 5 to 10. It tells one story, but the bigger story is that it's been the cores that have been dying, it feels like.
Look how fast it's easy. Like, he finished that kill and instantly TP'd up the top lane. But just for the max efficiency of being able to push out that lane, secure top bounty runes, so hopefully they can get all full. Now Liquid's a little off kilter. They didn't have Heroes bottom, that's where they just lost their fight. But now all of EG coming forward to top lane, they're out of position to be able to get the bounties, or maybe both. We'll see if Fly can actually snag. Oh no, he showed himself. You could have just grabbed the bounty rune first, Fly. You would have gotten three for the boys.
Oh, they pull him back in. He's gonna find a kill. Looks. Oh no! All right, Tiger gets the jump away. Well done, well done.
Yeah, time block with the lens. That's gonna be a pretty long jump. I mean, do you feel it, Lyrical? It just feels like in this series, like EG just keeps on hitting Liquid, and they can't seem to fully recover. You know, but I've only seen one smoke gank, and they happen to run into Kunkka mid. Like, that was really shitty. But other than that, it always feels like they're a bit out of position. They're not ready for this fight that's coming towards them, and EG is just fast pace. Even with this void lineup, you're still moving around the map quickly.
And that to me is the most key part of it, is that fast movement that you're talking about, that Grant was talking about earlier, that you need to, if you're going to win, is he thought about dropping the Chronosphere there. It just feels like, I think back again to that movement that Abed made when he went top on the Kunkka, found the kill on the Bo3, and it was like 30 seconds after that when Quickfoe was making his move. They're just one step behind, it feels like, of this Evil Geniuses roster that it's been looking good. People have been saying it for a while, and it's for a reason. They look very solid.
Okay, Aghanims is up, BKB is up. Aghanims on Lina is a bit far away, so I'm not sure if you can really wait for that one.
1,500 gold away. Maybe you get the after you want to fight. That'll be the way to do it.
Then again, I'm not sure if you smoke right now, because EG does know you're all up here.
Torrent hit the blind.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Had an inkling that somebody was going to be hanging out over on that side as they're pushing down bottom lane. The other side of this is EG. They just pick up a mechanism on the Mirage. So Crit is very farmed.
When you're feeling stronger than the enemy team, and you start pushing in, what you want to do is control 2 lanes at once. So if you look at the wards, that will show you exactly how EG kind of positions themselves as well. One at bot lane to see if they're going to be defending tier 2, and one near this mid lane, and they want to keep that mid lane pushed in as much as possible. See, Crit's even going to go back for it to make sure that it does push in. That way they still hold the control of the mid lane. They can now funnel back as a 5-man, see if they can maybe find a fight here. Not necessarily looking to go into that triangle high ground, though. That can be a death sentence for you, but we'll see.
How many times have we seen this movement with the Moonlight Shadow, trying to find somebody lingering behind? Likewise,
Radiant
though,
are scanning.
we're going to back out themselves. They're underneath the ward right now as they passed by. They could be going for a smoke play here themselves. Pings come out. They might have an idea that the ward is there. Everybody gets together. EG have full vision. They know exactly what's going on. Although, as I say that, Ramses walks in, already had the status resistance on him. Now the boat pulls back in on the Quakefa. Quakefa trying to run away, seeing if they can control a Fly. Oh, but the time dilation, it hurts the Aghanim Earthshaker so badly, and Fly gonna give him the tip afterwards. They have the Will of the Wisp for the chase down. Bo3 got to cast 1 enchant totem, and is now getting beaten down on the other side. Abed is fairly low, but still with that BKB, he's working through it. Mickey hoping to make something happen here. They get the kill on Ramses, but finally that Chronosphere comes back out as they're trying to control that BKB, still working for Mickey. And they run him down here. Frost Shield thrown now onto that CK himself to keep him that much more tanky, but he's pulled back in by the Lich as they start to beat him down even further. They kill off that CK. That was supposed to be a Liquid fight, but it just wasn't.
The slick moves by Fly there, dodging Bo3's aggressive enchant totem. He really wanted to be able to catch that Lich, but I don't know, it just felt like they maybe need to play a little bit more together. I think Bo3 got a little bit too far ahead of himself, probably thinking that it was just going to be like a fast kill that he can get and then rejoin his team afterwards. But They need his disables, right? They need that control all in one area with the Will-O-Wisp, with the Phantasm, and would hope that Aghanim Scepter soon for Koifa.
I mean, the other thing too about this is you can see immediately Bo3 is going to queue up a BKB because he can't deal with time dilation.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have an answer. And now they're chasing down Taiga, trying to run away. Arrow, a little bit of the zoning arrow there. He throws one back now on Void. As the X is going to come on out. Bo3 again, caught by that time dilation, just doesn't have an answer. Can't go anywhere. Only thing left to him is Echo's Slam, which would not feel that great as they kill off that Earthshaker. Never have I seen 4,200 gold spent in a way that felt less so, as Mickey is going to get bashed down to dead and dusted. Liquid lose another triple kill for Arteezy. My God, they're just destroying them.
Radiant's top tower is under
I
attack.
feel pretty strongly about this. I think Bo3 needed to go play Dagger in this game. I don't think you can go Aghanim Scepter for a couple reasons. First of all, Initiation's really talented. We've seen that twice now in these fights. He gets Sinister Gaze. Second of all, well, you're facing up against the Faceless Void. So the whole idea of your Aghanim Scepter allowing you to play in and out of team fights is completely killed. Third of all, if you remember, when they went for that smoke gank around mid, he was farming top because he was about halfway to his Aghanim Scepter, which is a Blink Dagger. Half of your Aghanim Scepter, that would be a Blink Dagger right there. I think item choice doesn't really do them any favors. It's certainly not the thing that's losing them the game straight up, though, because EG is still just feels like they're completely routing Liquid every single time until that happens.
It wouldn't be an Arteezy Void game without that. At least one of them.
Yeah, well, he's playing Void, so at least he can't get close.
That's true. They give him the tip. All right, that's fair enough. Abed also gives him the tip. That's how it goes.
Yeah, the problem is he just used Chronosphere, but he's not afraid of fighting you. Oh, nice arrow. Good read. Great ward being placed on the low ground.
As right as Mickey wanted to go in, Bo3 tries to go for the jump. They get the control for the moment. Can't find another one. It's looking like a decent fight for Liquid. The blinding light pushback, but again, that time dilation, somewhat frustrating to play against.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, you didn't die. That's the upside for Liquid. Because they didn't have Chronosphere, so you didn't die.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gonna drag that creep wave over to the side. It feels like EG just kind of been playing in this high ground area right on top of Liquid Shrine for the past 4 or 5 minutes. There's nothing really EG need to do. They're just sort of out farming them and pushing down towers.
It's the same principle as when they were pushing in bottom. Control the 2 lanes, keep mid pushed in, don't let it push too far out so you don't have to split up.
Oh, and Mickey is just getting bullied down here, it feels like. Bo3 maybe looking for an initiation if things get a little bit testy. The Fisher's already thrown out now, and the Force Staff trying to keep him alive. He pops the BKB to run away, but he's still in so much trouble. Oh, good catch there, as they're able to stop Arteezy from chasing in onto Mickey.
I just can't believe how aggressive EG's playing without Chronosphere. They're just like, they really want to fight right now. Because, you know, they do have that Aegis. Just makes me really fear for Liquid here in 30 seconds.
Dude, it has that feeling like EG might not cross the river back onto their side again for the rest of this game.
Maintaining utter dominance, they're going to use the last little bit of the Aegis here to really pressure the tower. Will take away that first life.
Still at a minute left, but yeah, can back on out now as they've used Laguna Blade. Liquid still stuck in their base. Can they make something happen? The jump out with the smoke working. Bo3 about to break on it. Gotta be careful. The jump forward looking for a bit more. No, but he pulled it back in, so they can't chain stun it out. Torrent gonna be off the mark. Bo3 still chasing there. Arteezy shows up though, and he's got the Chronosphere. They hit onto Insania. Solo Chrono for him. Doesn't feel great, but there's no buyback on the Coddle, so they won't have a Will-O-Wisp for high ground defense if it comes.
Okay. You didn't use your Phantasm, and they used Chronosphere, and they don't have Aegis anymore. When Coddle is back up, can go fire. You have another smoke. They do have another smoke from Taiga, so they need to push out mid lane a little bit, back up, smoke. The problem is that EG has such good aggressive vision right now, it becomes a little obvious, especially if they just keep on playing on this high ground. it's a hard area to push into. It pretty much negates a smoke advantage, right? Which is usually you have vision of the enemy first, or you're gonna, you know, you're better grouped up and stuff like that. When you fight into the high ground with your smoke, it just loses all of that potency. So they're gonna go to the bottom right instead because that lane was already pushing out. Bo3's gonna push out even further, so it hits the tier 2. Ideally, someone from EG says, "Oh, I gotta go get that lane for us, guys." They're gonna go back up, and maybe they can get a pick, or you know, around the bounty runes as well. But EG not splitting up, staying grouped up, much like they did at like that 15-minute bounty runes. They had control over the bottom lane. They swept it to top. Now this is the reverse play.
And they had then just, I'm sure that this was only going to be a B, and on top of them right at the start, you don't jump in. Can they bring it down in time though? It's pretty freaking low. Ramsey manages to get away, and there's going to be the GA try to run, but it's not looking all that great. Mickey controlled bash, and his armlet is wearing down as the CK is going to get finished. And now Crit got his eyes on Insania, leaps on top of him, and the poor old man gonna be hunted down by the Priestess of the Moon. One more arrow for good measure, because why not? EG are looking so freaking good right now, as eventually they get the pull back in, and they kill off on the Taiga. Triple kill for Abed.
Has Bo3 cast an Echo Slam? More than one?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
You know, RTZ managed to get off his BKB somewhere in what was supposed to be a chain stun, and he didn't have Satanic back then. Now he does. So 30% status resistance is very tough for Shakers to be able to keep people chain stun with that. So pretty much expect he's always going to get to be Satanic. He already had status resistance thanks to the Omni Knight before. You also have, like, again, the Frost Shield save. You're just not going to be able to burst this guy down, and a Chronosphere is probably your death sentence.
They can do it now. He is down somewhat low HP. Mickey maybe going to look for a stun, but the BKB is available. They're shaking, thinking about jumping on top. Fissure to go in. The Echo Slam combination that gets the kill. Not bad. Now the Chain Frost comes afterwards, and EG just going to try and back out.
All right, they had to throw everything and the kitchen sink at him. They had the Aghanim Scepter Laguda Blade that definitely sealed the deal for him there, because RTZ managed to get out the BKB, but nothing else.
Do you think he like yelled out "time dilate this" when he did it? Do you think that's what's going on? I'm tired of your shit.
Just throws up the middle fingers at his monitor.
That's gotta be, it's like low-key one of the most annoying spells to play against, I'm sure.
Does that make RTZ one of the agents from the Matrix?
Well, probably. And Bo3 is Trinity, exactly. It all makes sense now.
Bottom shrine has fallen.
Well, even with RTZ down, see this Moonlight Shadow, they're really gonna go for it. They're gonna try and get like some sort of pick off here on Quipa, and they might just be able to get it.
Oh no. Oh no, the arrow. Oh god, and now they drop down the Will-O-the-Wisp. Boats already come out. Stolen boat. Maybe a chance, maybe a hope, maybe a prayer. Or maybe it's all for naught as Quake tries to run away. Fly did go down, but they've got the X now. And as they get the pullback in, and a second arrow for Quakeva right in his dome. That man is dead. They popped the Phantasm to try and chase Bo3, making a little bit of chaos. They don't have time dilation for this fight, but the GA has already come out. Stolen GA. All right, Rubik doing absolutely everything that he can in this one as they try to bring down Crit, but it's not going to happen. As the GA comes out, another X on the Mickey. Bunch there, coming from Crit, still living. BKB finally coming out, but he's now bashed. Sure, Chase looking for more. They've got the control. Everything thrown out on them again, but there's going to be the Chronosphere on the backlines. Isn't going to be enough to take them all down. BKB chase down, kill off that Rubik, and it was a beautiful chrono coming from RTZ. They find another one, and EG again, just too much to deal with.
I like the way RTZ separated himself away from the Kunkka, said, sorry buddy, sorry Abed, but you're going to be the one taking all of the damage coming in from Liquid. I'm going to back up, reset, and Insania, he's just trying to pull the creep wave away. He's trying to buy his team more time to come back because they don't have buybacks on Koifa.
And you just see the movement down the mid lane, not too much concern. They've got
Radiant structures
Heavenly Grace stolen again, but they just don't have the damage that they need right now. And well, they found him in some trouble. Arrow goes out. Heavenly Grace is a little bit early, but the status resistance still going to be something to work with at the very least. 4-second stun, but the back away and taking racks.
And Bo3 can only sit there and watch because he was time dilated, couldn't do his usual enchant totem plays. He still does not have EKB.
Radiant's middle
Rough
barracks
times.
has fallen.
Tough stuff
Radiant's
indeed as a
bottom barracks.
27,000 gold lead. This game number 2, EG looking to try and secure a top 4 finish at the very least at the MDL CHENGDU major. Bo3 maybe one last hurrah here. See if they can do something. But Abed, they back out.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh, and Arteezy just managed to jump right on top of him. Found that pest here. Shaker's been hiding away in the trees. Torrent being able to knock him up. He does have that hem in the grace, though. That allowed him to get away.
Still no fuss, no muss. They're not that concerned at all. Jump in and chant totem. Dilation on cooldown, 6 seconds. They have the Will Wisp, but the BKB is already out there. From the void, Bo3 jumps into the air only to be pulled back down to ground as the buyback comes in the end there. They kill off yet another. Can they find any more? The time walk away. They can't get that kill. Another GA is out.
Barracks are under attack.
Stick a fork in them. Liquid are feeling done.
Okay, Bo3, one last hurrah with the Echo Sand. Maybe Nikkei can get one kill out of here, but there goes the Guardian Angel, and that just kills all the damage. This Chaos Knight feels completely neutered by this much physical damage resistance and straight up immunity from the Omni Knight. Just can't do anything. He goes for a